It all started right behind me at Lakeside. Crooks picked the most vulnerable target they could find, and they cashed in. The crime scene still active, still live. JPSO on the scene talking to a relative of the two boys. And in this section of Marrero, they're not giving thanks. They're asking why. Donald, let's take it right really quickly down the street this way, and you've got cops on Bottinger casing the block, looking in area homes and yards for the shooter of this NOPD cop. They're staying on it. We're staying on top of it from Algiers. We'll have the latest for you just as soon as we get it. We're live in Algiers. Sheldon Fox, WGNO News. Debris all over the place, pieces of the wall on the ground, pieces of the ceiling on the ground. Angela, if you want to swing around and get that ceiling, just completely ripped to bits. From the inside out, the Hilton Hotel in Nassau Bay, Texas, and as we come into the lobby, this is surreal, even for a hurricane. Debris all over the median now, pieces of wood, stuff from boats flying into the street and cleared off into the median. I can tell you it stinks like diesel fuel right now. Lots of boating and marina materials. We go this way and we show you all of the boats at the TSF Marina, which has a major cleanup job on its hands. This is the home of Fred Smith. He sensed the water would get too high, so he paid some money to have his home raised a few feet, and it's a good thing he went with his instincts because the rest of his neighbors are underwater. Usually made for shrimping, that boat is now skimming, taking oil out of the water, and this is what they're taking out, a sludgy, nasty, reddish, disgusting bottle full of what these fish and other wildlife have to deal with. Malcolm London is the name of the victim, and he lives just steps away from this grave site. And when we say this is a neighborhood with deep family ties, we mean it. Neighbors tell us this is the grave of Malcolm London's mother and father. And this is where he was shot last night. And a wild Wednesday night on the West Bank in Algiers, Jessica. We're going to pan over this way and show you the scene. Look at all the people outside on Avenue K, a private road between Delgado Community College and O. Perry Walker. That is the scene of a murder and a double shooting. It's a party that hasn't stopped. It's getting more wild by the minute. Is that a rubber chicken in your pocket, or are you happy to see me? Or is it both? A little bit of both. Thank you very much. Hello, I'm Sheldon Fox. It's slow moving, pounding our region with rain and a pain in the neck. WGNO weathercaster Molly Rosenblatt has the latest on Tropical Storm Lee. You're looking at a Halloween morning smackdown in one of the busiest sections of Bourbon Street. The crowd forms a circle and clears the way for pairs of guys to pummel each other in public. It's cell phone video given to ABC 26, and it had the attention today of those who work or walk Bourbon.
Oh! Fists were throwing, people getting hurt and slammed.
Leonardo Daniela shot the video and says he watched the fighting for a half an hour before he put his iPhone back in his pocket and walked off.
15 minutes, 20 minutes go by, nothing, and it just, before it escalates to anything worse, I'm like, I better get out of here.
They're actually really going to fight right in front of, where's the cops?
Where are the cops at?
We're asking the same question. New Orleans police refused an on-camera interview, and they also refused to be videotaped as they watched the footage. But they said they would gladly take it off our hands, and so we're here at the main headquarters to present them this flash drive. In the 3 minutes of footage, 6 men can be seen squaring off. Several others get their licks in before the mob mentality moves its way toward Canal Street. The slugfest took place during a hellish stretch of days in the French Quarter, which included 2 murders and a guy being shot in the head. That started with a fight. As for Sunday's Fight Club-like scene, Gentlemen's Club employees who work smack in front of where it happened say they've never seen these guys before. But their customers on the balcony got a good look. What's the worst that could have happened in a fight like this, do you think?
Guns get pulled, people get shot.
No school for 6-year-old Jabriel Weston today. He's suspended for fighting in the lunchroom. But his parents aren't sure they'll ever send him back to Sarah T. Reed School in New Orleans East because of its method for disciplining Jabriel.
When I was moving, it get tight like that. It was tight like this.
And did it hurt?
Mm-hmm.
He was handcuffed last Thursday by an armed security guard, say Robin and Sebastian Weston, and they've got a written letter from the school admitting Jabriel was cuffed after becoming unruly. His parents admit he's had behavior problems before, But is handcuffing him the right move?
I was terrified. You know, I was very angry.
And I'm furious about it. What kind of message is that sending out to kids?
Jabril was handcuffed twice in 1 week, according to his parents. So what does the school say about it?
I'm referring you to Siona LaFrance.
But did you handcuff a 6-year-old? Did your school handcuff a 6-year-old?
I'm referring you to Siona LaFrance at the district.
Is it your school policy to handcuff a 6-year-old, ma'am? Is it? Principal Dufine Burnett referred us to the Recovery School District's PR woman who says a, quote, full-blown investigation has been launched. The family says Jabriel's feet were also cuffed together Thursday, and he was only suspended after his father complained at a meeting Friday morning.
This is a school. This is not a prisoner. The principal and the security guard indicated to me, if necessary, we will do it again.
Her first Valentine's Day is going to be remembered for all the wrong reasons.
That was an innocent baby. She don't know what's going on, and I feel like it's a damn shame.
A drive-by shooting today sent 3-month-old London Myers and her 20-year-old aunt, Ronisha Myers, to the hospital. They're in good condition. Too bad the same can't be said for the other 3 victims.
The white Cadillac had driven by. One of the occupants began firing multiple gunshots at the 3 adult males.
20-year-old Lewis Cook was killed. 2 others are in serious condition. Police say the men were intended targets. As they walked the sidewalk off Felicity Street near Chippewa, they were the recipients of a bunch of bullets that came from an older white Cadillac that zoomed off in a riverbound direction after the 5 were sprayed. Fresh bloodstains still mark the spot where one of the victims was hit. He ran through this River Garden parking lot to get away, and a short time after that, cops recovered his fully loaded 9mm. The lunchtime shooting happened in the River Garden area, a newly built neighborhood erected in the place of the old St. Thomas housing development. It's said by city officials and cops to be a model for lower income areas across the country. But today, it's where Mayor Mitch Landrieu visited following the bloodshed. Since he's been elected, a citywide commitment to curb crime has been made. But we wanted to know, are the new measures that have been taken over the last few months and the last year, are they working?
Well, it takes a long time. I mean, we didn't get here overnight, right? It's awful. I mean, there's no other way to describe it.
Triple shooting yesterday, quintuple shooting today. You had an issue in Uptown last night. You had the issue in New Orleans East with the home invasion and the 15-year-old killed. Is this some of the worst you've ever seen?
Well, I'm completely unhappy about it.
So is the family of baby London, and 4 others. This little girl's mother describes her daughter as her best friend, her everything. But 5 days ago, a stray bullet ripped through where the child slept, hitting her. Mom now lives a nightmare.
Paige was beautiful, loving, she's caring, always thoughtful of others before herself, always. Paige is a free spirit, very outgoing.
Paige Dejean died when shots from a moving car pierced the walls of this gated apartment complex and hit the child in the neck. The 7-year-old was tucked in, fast asleep in a seemingly safe home, but still, she wasn't safe from reckless gunplay in the nearby streets.
I didn't expect that. We were on the 2nd floor, you know?
Paige's family is preparing for a funeral here, and even though suspects are in custody, the work for cops continues. 60 hours after Paige's death, Andre Preston and Roger Chairs were arrested and charged with first-degree murder. The deadly incident occurred when cops say these guys recklessly fired at rivals from one moving car to another. The 3 men who were shot at are still being sought by JPSO. Bad guys and persons of interest who could be crucial to the case is how they're being labeled.
I would strongly suggest to these individuals, and they know who they are, that they turn themselves in.
I hope they have a heart, they have the courage, and if they call themselves a man, come forward.
It's the message from a National Guardsman, Paige's father, Henry Dejean. He traveled home from the Middle East to bury his daughter, a girl you would have liked to meet.
I really, really wish you could have met her. She would have touched you in 1 second. You just met her in 1 second, she'd come up to you. Hi, my name is Paige. And instantly you fall in love.